the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Shalom to the one that Hebrew Israelites, Zechariah 13:8, which are so called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as bloodline, who are still was together according to the book of Jeremiah 50:33, but to whom Soleil belong the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the giving of the law, the service of God, and the promises, according to the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 4. Okay. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7, I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Antidepressants double sudden cardiac death risk. Study warns young adults face fivefold danger. Danish research reveals antidepressants dramatically increase the risk of sudden cardiac death, with young adults facing up to 5 times the normal risk. Long-term antidepressant use 6+ years more than doubles SCD risk, while adults aged 30 to 39 are most vulnerable, even without prior heart conditions. A study analyzed 4.3 million people, confirming antidepressants disrupt heart rhythms and may trigger fatal arrhythmias, independent of depression's own cardiac risk. Experts warn that pharmaceutical interventions trade one crisis for another, while natural alternatives like exercise, nutrition, and therapy remain underutilized. Despite clear dangers, regulators and drug companies continue pushing antidepressants as safe, leaving millions at risk of silent, preventable heart failure. Millions of Americans, and Germans, basically everybody. This is not just talking about America, of course, So let's read this again. Millions of Americans take antidepressants daily, trusting their doctors' assurances that the benefits outweighs the risks. But groundbreaking research from Denmark has exposed a horrifying truth. These widely prescribed medications dramatically increase the risk of sudden cardiac death, SCD, with young adults facing up to 5 times the normal risk. The study, which analyzed 4.3 million people, reveals that the longer patients take antidepressants, the higher their chances of their heart stopping without warning. Yet the medical establishment continues pushing these drugs as safe. The findings presented at the European Heart Rhythm Association Congress confirmed what natural health advocates have long warned. Pharmaceutical interventions often trade one crisis for another. Worse, non-toxic alternatives like exercise and nutrition remain sidelined despite robust evidence of their efficacy. The shocking data. Now comes the proof. Let's see, the Danish team examined every death in the country in 2010, identifying 6,002 cases of SCD, a fatal heart event occurring within an hour of symptoms. Their analysis revealed a direct correlation between antidepressant use and cardiac risk. 1 to 5 years of use, 56% higher SCD risk. 6+ years of use, more than double the risk. Age 30 to 39, triple the risk with short-term use. 5-fold risk with long-term use. Dr. Jasmine Mujkanovic, the study's lead researcher, noted those exposed for 6 years or more were at even more increased risk. Yet the most alarming detail, many victims had no prior heart conditions. They likely felt fine until their hearts abruptly failed. The data exposes a disturbing trend. Adults aged 30 to 39 faced the steepest risks, while older groups saw smaller, though still significant increases. This suggests younger hearts are more susceptible to antidepressants' disruptive effects, whether due to higher prescribed doses or biological sensitivity. Depression is itself an independent risk factor for cardiovascular disease. Mujkanovic acknowledged, but the study's design accounted for this, indicating the drugs themselves play a major role. Other experts like psychiatrist Professor Joanna Moncrief called the findings shocking, adding that the drugs are known to be cardiotoxic and patients need to be warned. How antidepressants attack the heart. Although the mechanism aren't fully understood, researchers pinpoint several likely culprits. One is electrical disruption. Antidepressants interfere with heart rhythms, potentially triggering lethal arrhythmias. Metabolic damage could be another factor, as common side effects of these drugs, such as weight gain, diabetes, and inflammation, strain cardiovascular health. In addition, some drugs delay heart muscle contractions, raising arrhythmia risk. Yeah, a lot of risks that are not mentioned here, of course. There are so many types of head problems, so to speak. Head conditions, head neurological diseases in your head, basically. Here in Germany we call it Migräne, but if somebody says Migräne, I have Migräne, he has head pain, then as our company, as the chief of the company, really you don't know what he exactly means. It can be more than, of course, more than 100, 200, 300 different kind of head pain. Now if somebody says, oh, I have a disease in my right leg, it's just the same thing. He can have over 500 different diseases in his right leg. So but gave you just an example, but it's like just the example here that we was reading. Just wanted to say that there's a lot more than what is mentioned here. It's just what I wanted to say. Effective natural alternatives that don't compromise heart health. The medical industrial complex profits from keeping patients dependent on pills, but safer, effective options exist. For some people, regular physical activity is as effective as antidepressants, as it boosts endorphins, reduces inflammation, and even regenerates brain cells. It is also important to note that deficiencies in omega-3s, B vitamins and magnesium worsen depression. A whole food diet can correct imbalances, plural. Cognitive behavioral therapy, but only to a certain amount. For example, there are days where I got it perfect, my nutrition, and then the depression part is even bigger. So it's not the ultimate thing. The ultimate thing is just that this is basically hell, and we need to get out of here. Doesn't matter what you do. You will always see it to some extent. But what is it that you can do? You can make it lighter by doing those things. Oftentimes, again, this is not the ultimate, which nutrition is the most important thing, of course. But you have to do a lot of things, right? You have to do sports, you have to do social things, friends, okay, in our case borders, okay. So there's a lot to it, okay, but the main thing is to investigate, okay, to what is it, study how to do better, basically, okay, when it comes to these things, okay. Like, for example, I know it for myself, sometimes it's a cost thing, okay. Like, for example, sometimes I want to buy something, okay, but if so of course, counting the cost, basically, okay. And yeah, okay, and fasting is healthy also. A whole food diet can correct imbalances. Cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT) shows long-term success without side effects, while vitamin D and circadian rhythm regulation are critical for mental health. With 8.7 million Britons and 1 in 8 Americans on antidepressants, the study demands urgent scrutiny. Yet regulators and pharmaceutical giants have every incentive to ignore it. The tragic irony: the very drugs marketed to save lives may be cutting them short, especially among the young. Patients deserve full transparency about these risks and access to non-pharmaceutical solutions that heal rather than harm. Until then, the antidepressant crisis will continue claiming lives, one silent cardiac arrest at a time. Yeah, there's also in Germany, in a German city called Stuttgart, there's a new drug taking center, if you will, okay, where people can go to just to take drugs, okay, like these hard drugs, So it's funny. It's really funny, okay. It's like, can. It's like this system is trying to, to make it everything that is basically stupid or foolishness. I mean, okay. This system is pushing it, okay, and this is, you see, it's a tactic of Satan to, to basically bring violent social, it's basically violent social engineering, right? Putting foolishness around you makes you hopefully in the end foolish, because what is the end goal? Okay, maybe not by 2030, but earlier, who knows? Okay, to make everybody as harmed as possible, okay, as weak as possible, as faced with foolishness as much as possible day by day. So eventually they want you all dead, basically, okay. You need to be of those what is it? Yeah, you need to be one of those, few, if you will, okay, to make it to this. What is it? They call it NWO, right? They don't want, all you day-to-day people too much in that. Okay, it depends. Okay, but it's kind of like, if you think about it, okay, these people really, they are okay with it. So for me, it's also okay to speak about it, right? They go vote, okay, thinking that it's all fun, and the elites really care for us, and so I can talk about it, okay. It's no problem, okay. They don't care about you, they don't want you, and they actually try, okay, to get rid of you. And if you don't have proof for that, then that's on you, that's not on me. Okay, it's not not too much my problem. Of course, it turns out to be my problem also, but you know. But you know, in this new dinosaur survival world which is to come, okay, check out the Apocrypha, okay, the book that is actually or should be in the Bible, okay. Why is it not? Because it's, you know, if it would be in the Bible, then everybody would have the truth, you know, with no effort really, so to speak. Okay, that is simple said, but you know, I don't want, you know, there's not a video about that topic, okay, but can. Okay, so this is Exodus, which is the second book of Moses, 15:26. And said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and wilt do that which is right in his sight, and wilt give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. Okay, so the main thing is trusting, hoping, and doing. Okay, because what is the whole matter of going to the doctor? Okay, it is because you're sick, and Yahushua already said, okay, that the doctor is for the sick, not for those who are basically healed. Okay, so what are we? We are healed. Okay, so you going to the doctor, it might be needed. Okay, I know from cases where, you know, I myself even also, but you know, brothers and I myself also, okay, you know, for example, if you want to circumcise yourself, you have to do that usually at the doctor's house, okay, you know, the normal way, okay, in today's modern world, because you have a lot of different things today, you know, that could basically harm you, you know, microorganisms, you know. So, you know, I just said how it is. It should be the usual case, okay. I don't say you have to go to the doctor to do it, okay. That I did it that way myself. Anyway, what I mean is the doctor is not something in general bad, okay. Also, you know, from, I believe it's the book of Ecclesiastes, okay, or Sirach, okay, you know, honor the physician, okay. So not, you know, you have to think about E like he is the provider of everything, right? So to him, the doctor, even the physician, is even something not what it not every doctor out there, okay, but you know, the doctor itself as an idea of this world is something completely different than it should be, okay. And especially if you look at the pharmacy industry, you have a lot of problems on there, okay, that they have a lot, and in 2025 even more than you actually want to believe, okay, products that they know, okay, they really help in this kind of sicknesses, but they don't give it to you because they don't make money with it. So before you can even buy it, they already made sure that you can't buy it, okay, before it was, you know. So what these people who sell medicine to you already do is, okay, they buy it somewhere else. And what is it where they buy it? Okay, at those industries, okay, who have the right stuff, but they sell you the wrong stuff just because it brings more money. So a lot of sicknesses out there are on purpose, is basically the conclusion, okay. Or the root of evil is, of all wickedness, is what? Money, you see. And it doesn't start with the pharmacy, but it also has is a big what is it, a big part of it, Okay, so this is Matthew 9 and 12. But when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, they that behold need not a physician, but they that are sick. Yeah, you see. So if we are sick, we also need a physician. Okay, it's not like we are immune to every last thing. Okay, that's not possible. Okay, like for example, if I go out in the cold, okay, I feel cold. Okay, it's not like we already in God mode. Okay, we will be that. We will be that. Okay, but like I said, physics are still physics at the moment, to some extent. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But what I also experienced today, I know it sounds like I'm in a, like I live some game or something. Okay, this is not what I want to say here. Okay, like I'm on some adventure. Okay, somewhere. Our life is an adventure, and yeah, it will sound how it sounds. Okay, so what I experienced today is that the moment you start to fear this world, okay, or the situation, in that moment, the evil angel have power over you, to the moment where you are actually getting worse in what you do, you getting not better but worse in what you do. Okay, even if you could be better. Okay, if you understand. So this is what I experienced today. Let's be honest. I played a game. Okay, I was fighting with a knight, and since and I was really fighting good. Okay, and then I understood how good I was fighting, and then I just for a millisecond I was thinking like, huh, I can't be that good, right? And what happened is, it's just a bad example, but these simple examples made big understandings for big lifespans, man. Okay, at least for myself. This is what we do with these lessons. They are also for ourselves. So what happens? Okay, what happened then? All of a sudden, I felt like, not felt, but I was like, the poison of the snake went into my body. Okay, before I knew it, and all of a sudden I was doing actually not so good like before, right? And I even lost the fight. Okay, this might be a small example. Okay, but these things are really not. What is it? Completely from a different universe, man. Okay, they are not completely wrong about the reality. Okay, everybody has a little bit, maybe games that he play, or a little bit, maybe or so one brother has a bigger TV at home, the other brother has a smaller TV. Some brothers don't got a TV at all. Okay, which I don't suggest that for you. Okay, trust me, it might be better, but depends. Okay, some may don't need that. Okay. So, yeah, okay. So basically, what I mean is, okay, sometimes you just need to chill, and sometimes you just need to trust, okay, to chill and to trust. Because what is it now if you go to the doctor? You get a certain medicine, right? But let's be honest, man. Okay, that medicine that you get, you don't really want it, man. And in some instances, you even have to do a bad experience to know that you actually don't need or want it. Okay, so this is what the doctors possibly uh, can do today. Okay, they possibly can do your situation worse. Okay, I don't say it is that, and I don't say it's always the case. Okay, this is just a general video about how you should see how you should see this world. Okay, because this world benefits from you being sick. Okay, I say it again. This world benefits from you being sick. Okay, I say it again. This world benefits from you being sick. So what you think gonna happen if you go to... We was just reading it in an article. Okay, those side effects are everywhere. They already tell it to you in their advertisement. Okay, for side effects, just, do this and that, right? Here in Germany they got that, right? So they're already telling you, okay, but these side effects, what you don't know is most of those side effects, you don't even see it, okay? What you think gonna happen if you drink tap water all day, okay, or going to McDonald's all day? What you gonna do? It's like, okay, what you gonna think? Okay, what you gonna think? What you think happens to all those people who die by those things, okay, or being super fat, okay, which again, not everybody that is fat, okay, can really change it too much, okay. And this is another thing, okay. Don't judging by the outer look, okay. It might be, okay. If you see somebody at McDonald's every day, of course, okay, you can say he's off. He goes to McDonald's, and it's not like he can't, he doesn't do it to receive those, those extra fat, those extra fatty menus. Okay, I don't. This is not what I'm talking about. Okay, it's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so I want to keep it short. Okay, McDonald's, no, never. Okay. Can you go to the doctor? Yes, but you have to be. If, let's say, you have 100 people at the doctor, you have to be the one who is mostly the, the. Wait, let me translate. Really looking for that word right now. You have to be the. You have to be the biggest. You have to be the biggest skeptic. Okay, maybe not an every last topic out there, but let's say you have 10 people. Guess what? You have to be the biggest. This is not a rule. This is just a way how you have to see it if you use those things, using the world but not abusing it. That's what. With that being said, okay, there are a lot of things in the world that we have to just accept how they are, or accept that they are wicked, but we still have to deal with them. Okay, just like the first and biggest thing is your head, which is your mind, which is your heart, according to the Hebrew mindset, which we should have. Okay, your heart. Okay, when the scripture talks about your heart, it talks about your mind. If you don't know. Okay, the word there is la'ap, which is the ancient Hebrew word for heart. Okay, your inner man. Okay, if you, for example, use the blue letter or another platform. Heart, okay, is your inner man. Okay. So yeah, calm. Okay. So really, the problem is not the the problem is not the wet cloth. Okay, that the bull is running to. Okay, in Spain they have this bull competition, or whatever it is. Okay, where the bull is running into that wet cloth. Okay. Wait. Stier. Stier. 4. Spanien. Okay, that, what is it called? Maybe it's not even Turquoise, abuse, but I think it's abuse. Because if not, then the bull would not be killing these dudes here and there. Okay, so it is abuse because the competition that you see is just the outcome of it. Okay, but the real abuse is the training for this, I believe. Okay, again, I never went into the topic. Okay, I just saw it's here and there, but I just, what I figured out today is that the bull doesn't have a problem with the color of that cloth. Okay, the problem what he has is with the moves that the dude with this cloth does. Okay, this is what you have to know. Okay, so it's not the medicine itself that they use. Okay, but today you have to also see that a lot of medicine that they use is basically just synthetic. Okay, artificial. Okay, this is another thing because natural things are basically, if they're really natural, they will always better. If you have the knowledge, why they use plants, okay, to heal people, exactly. Okay, why you eating food that heals you? Because it's all in those things. Okay, but okay. So then the healed person, like we was reading already. Okay, if you're a healed person, okay, you would be good by just eating those these medicines. The scripture already is telling us, okay, the Lord created medicine out of the earth. He that is wise will not abhor it. Google that scripture if you don't know it. Okay, so usually that should be enough for you. So there shouldn't even be that synthetic artificial stuff, but it comes today in a different form, man. Just say it like that. Okay, so again, the problem is not the color. Like you can Google that yourself. Okay, if it's the color, what the bull has a problem with. Okay, what the bull has a problem is the movement. Okay, and you know it by thinking about the training maybe. Okay, maybe this is something what I watch on YouTube today. Okay, let's see. Bull. We can use ChatGPT. Okay, is the bull stuff. So lucky my English is not perfect. Okay, is also I want to keep it simple, so no need to take my time to. It's always what I do with ChatGPT if possible. Is the bull stuff in Spain abuse? I mean the training behind what people see first and foremost. Yes, many aspects of bull-related situations in Spain, particularly those involving bullfighting. Yeah, just keep it in 3 sentences. Yeah, we have 3 points here. Stress and injury spells often slip, fall, or crash into barriers. Transport and confinement. The bulls are held in confined, unfamiliar spaces beforehand, causing immense stress. Most animal rights organizations have and veterinarians classify this as abuse, okay, due to the deliberate infliction of pain, fear, and injury. Yeah, calm. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, okay, even within Spain, public opinion is shifting. Younger generations are increasingly opposed to bullfighting, and several regions have banned it, e.g. Catalonia. Yeah. So basically, the whole point of this thing is just to entertain people, okay? But people can be entertained by other stuff, Okay, it's not like food. We have a rule in the Bible, okay, to know that if you want to eat, I don't know, let's say um, a certain fish out there, okay, who has fins and scales, you can eat that fish. Okay, you have to cook it so, you know, so you know, so you can eat it. Okay, we don't eat raw, but if it's meat, but what, but what? Okay, there the Bible talks about these things. Okay, they are lawful. Okay, so is this entertainment thing lawful? Okay, this bullfighting stuff. No. Okay, of course animals have to fear humans. Okay, but good for a good purpose. Okay, like for a good purpose when meaning meaning. Okay, you can be over righteous, of course. So I don't say, okay, that some bulls maybe even have fun doing that. Okay, really, we're not in a position to care too much about how animals feel, right? But um, you know, it's not like you just torture animals for fun. Okay. Okay, so again, this bullfighting stuff, I don't know, man. Okay, if it's tradition, okay, then still not. I don't know, man. I would never watch watch a bullfight. Okay, makes no. I don't know, man. Okay, I also don't live in Spain. Okay, so what matters is okay. Uh, those who do that. Okay, those who do that, they would have to admit, okay, that you know uh, you don't treat all animal like that. Okay, dogs, for example. Okay, dogs are a good friend. Okay, you have many dogs being in a really bad situation, right? You see, so the animals already have it hard, man. Okay, but what does okay, a lot of and domites in Spain also. Okay, they make it even more harsh for these for the animals, man. Okay, like we know from the scripture that everybody waits for the returning of Yahweh Shai. Okay, Yahweh Baruch Shem Yahweh Shai. Even the animals. Okay, even the earth where I stand on right now. Okay, so these things. Okay, I don't give a value to them. But what I say is, okay, it makes the situation, of course, uh, more bad than it is. This is all what I say. Okay, I don't give too much my opinion on those things. Okay, like, uh, you know. So yeah. So basically, the problem is not the medicine. Okay, that color red here. Okay, what demonstrates the medicine. Okay, like a bull. If you go technical, then a bull can't even see the color red itself. Okay, he doesn't know that it's red. It appears black or gray for him, as far as I know. Okay, black or gray or something. Okay, not specifically a color that he has a problem with or whatever. Okay, it's just not real. So why is he start why he starts running? Because he has a problem. To be more simple in my wording, okay, he has a problem with the movement of that glove. Okay, it's not like the color. Okay, it's not the color. Okay, especially if you look how he is. He If you look at a fight, which I saw a lot of them, then you know maybe why. Okay. Yeah, but in general, it's not the color, so the medicine is not the problem. Okay, maybe not even synthetic artificial stuff. Okay, a lot of synthetic artificial stuff is useful. Okay, but the problem is how it's, the movement of the snake, which is E first and foremost. Okay, and the other heathens, how they use it. Okay, look at the drug abuse situation. I just talked about it. Okay, there's a new drug addict, if you will, training center, okay, in Stuttgart, okay, you know, so, you know, so again, man, okay, this world goes crazy, man. So with that, my praises to Yahweh, Barshem, Yahushai, Barshem, Kakadash, man, okay, and curses to this kingdom, curses to those who defile the planet, you know, the animals even more. Okay, that's not maybe even the problem, because if you live at a planet, of course it grows older and worse, you know, from its conditions. But there is no other way. Okay, if you look at all these people that live here, it's just too much people also. At some point, some countries more, okay, some less, and you know, sometimes it's just the way that people behave that make the problem out of many people, not that there are too many. That's what I mean. First and foremost. So what you know, because if you think about it, a lot of people mean also more chances that, you know, that there's a woman that you never saw and she's even more beautiful than you was thinking. Then it's possible. But there's a beautiful woman, and you know, more people mean more women. Okay, this is how I see it. You know, but you know, there's always a positive and a negative side about every last thing. Okay, keep that for yourself if you want to know it. That's my tip for you. Okay, that's actually my life motto, if you don't know. Yeah. So you see this drug addict, okay, center, this drug addict training center in Stuttgart, okay, and you know, uh, people make it worse, okay, and you know, it starts with making the situation, making, you know, basically hurting themselves. Okay, these people, the problem again is not necessarily, okay, that it gets, you know, worse for this world, because you know, a lot of stuff already happened. So how can somebody who's born in 21 or 20, I mean in 2000s, okay, how can he make the world better if the fundament, okay, of wickedness is already laid, basically, okay, if you know what I mean. So the problem is that people just make, you know, don't keep the commandments, to be honest, don't keep the commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and they starting with them, okay, being, being godless to themselves, and then to their surrounding, and this is the problem, okay. So it's not, so we don't, so just that we don't turn it too much around, okay, because it starts with them being without God, and then without God against the nature and the animals, okay. So this is the real problem, if you understand. So with that, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Bashem, Bashem,